and welcome to Wednesday Wellness and Wisdom. This is Chantal, and I want to ask you a question today. Have you ever overcome or had to overcome trauma in your life? And I know it sounds like a serious question, and I was smiling when I said it, but honestly, if you have, you know what the impact of trauma has been on your body, on your emotions, on your mind, and even your connection to spirit. And you also probably know that your life has been deeply impacted by the impact of trauma. So I am here to tell you that this is not the end. It is not because trauma has happened to you that you are doom and gloom. In fact, it is possible to thrive beyond trauma. There are a few keys that are important. In fact, a lot of people have written about trauma, especially since the adverse childhood experience study came out. This was the longest study done on establishing a correlation between childhood trauma and what happens later in life in terms of physical and emotional illnesses. So, number one, we all have access to a deeper wisdom inside of us. And I am here to tell you because I have been diagnosed twice with breast cancer. And when I take the score, when I take the test, the ACE test, I score 9 out of 10. A lot of things have happened to me as a child, and yet I am here to speak to you today. So I know what I'm talking about from a personal experience and also from a professional experience. So the number one thing that I want to tell you is that you have inside of you a voice of wisdom. You have inside of you a deeper knowing. And that is really what guides you into relief, and that is what guides you into healing. So the first step in thriving beyond trauma and establishing your roadmap to relief is to tap into that deeper wisdom within. Now, that voice is not loud, and that voice is not going to be screaming at you and obviously pointing in a direction with big, bright neon light letters. It is the voice of your heart, and it is the voice of your soul. It is the part of you that whispers. It is the part of you that leads you towards joy. It is the part of you that makes you relax inside your body. It is a part of you, the part of you that tells you that you are safe in this moment. So that is what leads to step number 2, creating safety. And most of us have what we call the fight, flight, freeze response in our nervous system deeply ingrained. That means we overreact, we get scared, things happen, and then we immediately escalate our stress level from 1 to 10. And so to compensate for that, we establish habits that are not healthy. We establish habits to try to balance out, and not because there's something wrong and there's a flaw in your character and your willpower, because a lot of people believe that. It's not what it is. You're simply doing your best to rebalance and come back to your sense of equilibrium, balance. Now, it is possible to change those habits, transform self-defeating habits into life-enhancing habits. That's step number 2 in finding freedom and thriving beyond trauma. It is important that you foster a new pathway inside your story. It is important that you build within your mind, body, heart connection a new way of relating to yourself and to life and to others. So creating habits that are self-enhancing or life-enhancing is really about supporting your life force. Healing is possible. I'm here to tell you, second breast cancer diagnosis later, that it is possible to still say yes to life and thrive beyond trauma. Step number 3 is to really make meaning out of what has happened to you and find a deeper purpose of why you're here. So it's called turning breakdowns into breakthroughs. It's often the case that we go back to our childhood, and especially when stressful events happen, and we feel pulled backward and inward, and we forget who we are today. You have survived. You are here. If you listen to me today, you know what I'm talking about. There is within you a fighter, a warrior spirit. And that is what I'm basically inviting you to do, is to put that lens on, put the glasses that say, I have had the strength. I was coming here in this lifetime with a purpose. I overcame very challenging times, and I am here for a purpose. And that purpose will pull you forward in transforming and thriving beyond trauma. From 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go to my website called Yes to My Life Academy, and then you can sign up. It's free. And then you'll get a link that will lead you to a Zoom conversation with me on June 11, 12, and 13th at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. We will engage in a conversation. I don't claim to have all the answers, yet I sure know from my experience, both personal and professional, that it is possible to thrive beyond trauma. And I want to invite you to join me in doing just that. So if you have been plagued by the effect of trauma on your physical body, you experience chronic pain and illness, on your emotional body, where sometimes you find yourself depressed or anxious, and mentally your head is running around like a gerbil on a wheel, and spiritually you feel disconnected and you want to come back to yourself, you want to come home inside yourself, that is my invitation. I'm inviting you to join me. So click the link on the comment box and or visit my website at yestomylifeacademy.com and just sign up. It's free. There's no risks except you saying yes to you and being the magnificent person, powerfully driven on purpose that you are meant to be. So until I see you again next week, every Wednesday, we connect together here at Wednesday Wellness and Wisdom. I wish you to have a beautiful day. May you be kind to yourself. May you be kind to your heart. May you be kind to your body. May you be kind to your mind. And thank you for listening. Have a good day.